Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday morning. It's time for vidIQ, channel audit, live streams. Let's do this!
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again to the most amazing YouTube experience that you're going to have in the next hour and a half. My name is Rob, and you are joining us here at vidIQ HQ, where we educate you on your YouTube journey. And this morning, like we do with every single live stream on a Tuesday, we open it up to the public. We take a look at your channels and we audit them and give you the best advice possible that we can offer. But I want to start with this, folks. We're going to try a little bit of social media experimentation here. What I want you to do, as well as giving us a thumbs up for the live stream, as you all always do, we really do appreciate this, we want you to share this live stream out now on Twitter. And what we're going to do is randomly select one of those people who shares out the Twitter link in about half an hour, and we will audit your channel as well. So a little bit of incentive for you to share this live stream right now, but I could not do this channel auditing by myself. I may be the host with nowhere near the most, but we do have the guest with the absolute best, and that is Travis in the house with new lighting gear. He looks so beautiful this week. Welcome everybody, Travis. You are trying some sound effects, but they sound a little bit weird. I'm not sure what's going on there. It doesn't sound as if it's coming directly through your microphone, but I did still hear that, but it did sound a little weird for once. But hello, Travis.
Hey.
Say hello to our awesome community, as always.
What is going on, everyone? Good to see you today. We're going to get into some great channels. It's great channels coming through. Super excited with a lot of variety this week, so I'm really looking forward to channel auditing today.
Yes, and we're going to say hello to the following people. That include Random Gay More. Interesting username there. I love lunches. You are making us hungry already. Travis always complains that this live stream goes too long and he's get hungry at the end of it. Well, how's the diet going as well, Travis?
Going well, actually. Yeah? By the time you see me next week, I might look different than what you remember me from.
Wonderful. Are you going to look like a lean green wrestling machine?
Maybe.
Yeah, we may talk about that later on. Also, hello to GLHF. Homeless Movies, we remember auditing your channel last week. AMD Benchmarks, channel simply called Fortnite. Wow, I hope you are a huge channel if you have that username. Paul Peck Drywall is in the house, the only YouTube channel that doesn't have an audience on YouTube, according to Savage. Thank you for moderating, as always. SSG Draft in the house as well. Generic Waffle saying hello to you. And Travis, who else are we saying hello to this morning?
Well, we got Jameson, we got Simon Animates, we got Xander Zone, we got XTP Wrestling, saw them last week, Who, Oreo, we got I Can Yeet, of course, Gold Bear Animations, and of course Xander Zone, which has been here quite a lot lately. And let's see, one more, Up Spring 220.
Hello to all of you, and yeah, I should just add, if there is ever a little bit of a wrestling slant on these live streams, as you can see, I've got a child-size WWE title belt down there for some reason. Travis and I are wrestling fans. Very quickly, Travis, did you watch Hell in a Cell on Sunday?
I did not, but I heard bits and bobs.
And the new SmackDown on Friday, Kofi Kingston getting absolutely flattened in 5 seconds.
The GIF. Well, it's a
Hated
GIF.
it.
Literally a GIF. That tells you everything. If you can fit the entire match in a GIF, that's pretty terrible.
And that is wrestling talk for this week. So, folks, what we're going to do is we're going to audit your channels, and we're going to do it for free right now. This is how it roughly works. If I can find the right button to give you the checklist, which is working this week. There is a link in the video description. If you click on that link, fill out the form. I think it's 3 fields. You have a chance to be randomly selected. And I'm just going to give you a little bit of more of an insight into how this works every single week. Because we set the live stream about 24 hours out, that's when we purge the list every single week. Last week, we get 400 submissions. By the time we checked the channel audit list this morning, we had 55 submissions. And what Travis and I do is go through that list selectively and pick out which we think are going to be the best channels for variety, because to be honest, we do get a lot of gaming channels. So we want to mix things up, certainly in the first half of the live stream. But we get to the point where we start randomly selecting channels. So if you fill out the link now, you have a chance of being selected. We don't cut anyone off. Whenever you fill out that form, this week you have a chance of being randomly selected. Super chats, though, do not get you selected. The financial contribution, which we are very welcome for, but it does not guarantee you a selection in channel audit because we don't want to create a financial barrier to the live stream system. Apologies in advance if we cannot audit your channel this week. As I said, we got 400 submissions last week. We're already up to 146, 147 right now. This week, with the 170 concurrent viewers we're viewing right now, we had a record last week of about 320. Fingers crossed, maybe we can break that this week if you share the live stream on Twitter today. If you cannot get your channel audited, then boys and girls, take a look at this that we have as an alternative. The vidIQ Chrome extension allows you to do a 24/7 channel audit live stream on your channel, telling you all the things you're doing right, all of the things that you need a bit of work with, and also things that could use a little bit of work. Just to give you an example of how this works, we've got a video here that's getting around about 60 views per hour, but also it's linked to top suggested, so that we know that we've created a video on how to do subtitles and captions, but the top suggested videos are also connecting back to that video. So maybe that tells us we could do a little bit more on helping viewers caption their content. That's just a little insight into all of these reports that you get through the channel audit system. Varies through vidIQ. Download the Chrome extension. Link is in the description and it is free to download. What else have I got to tell you here from the checklist? It is the following: that our opinions are based off of first impressions, and we're always very keen to stress that, Travis and I, because sometimes we get things wrong or we misinterpret the channel, but that may be a symptom of how your message is being shared with your audience, and maybe you're not quite hitting the right marks. Because if Travis and I are actively trying to determine what your channel is about and we can't work it out, how are you going to expect your audience to do that? And they're going to have much less patience than us to understand what your channel is about. And yes, even if your channel is not selected, about 75% to 80% of the advice that we give to most channels applies to all channels, whether it's gaming, beauty, fashion, fishing, all of that good stuff. And if the advice we give you doesn't work, that's fine. The advice other YouTube growth experts give you might not work either. As long as you've tried what we generally feel are the best steps for channel growth and they don't work, break the rules. Do something completely different, because sometimes that's how channels blow up on YouTube. And with all that being said, I'm going to press this button, which is going to take off this graphic. And then Travis, I'm going to press this button, which should allow you to see my screen, which I think is that one that you want to see. And with all that being said, everybody, are we ready with some channel audit stuff? Travis, can you see my screen?
Yes, let's get ready to rumble.
Okay, let's get ready to rumble. I'm going to press that button, which means that we are now doing channel audits. And we're going to start with a channel that you chose here first, Travis, and then we'll get on to my first selection. I'm going to click that button. Travis is going to take this away, and I'm going to fix it so I can actually see him down in the bottom left-hand corner. Take it away, Travis.
Yes, it's fine. I'm not in the dark. It's okay, everyone. I'll be there momentarily.
It's just... He's enlarged himself into the screen now. There we go. Look at that. Fantastic stuff. All right, Epic Info TV, what we got
Epic
here?
Info TV, as I come in, as I sit in. Epic Info TV, 35 subscribers. Really cool looking banner, which I
love this. Very good.
I really love the animation in it. Now, obviously, when we look at this, we're hoping to be able to understand what the channel's about. So for everyone who's watching right now, the banner's so important. And using the generic banner that YouTube gives you, it really is a placeholder only and should not be used for very long at all. You need to be able to get across your value proposition very quickly. What is a value proposition? Essentially, what are people getting for coming to your channel? And right here, I can see that it's Epic Info TV. Looks like it's about travel and that sort of thing. Now, to be very clear, while there's so many people that watch YouTube on their phones, the banner is actually different sizes depending on your mobile or desktop. And this one, unfortunately, will be chopped off in the part where it talks about travel and probably the subscribe part. So unfortunately, a lot of people who are on the phone watching YouTube would not even see that. And they would have to maybe guess a little bit more about what this channel's about. So if we look at some of the videos, we can see that, yes, very definitely, there's just a lot of places around the world, which is great, fantastic. And the thumbnails are cool, but there's some things I would definitely change. So there are some really amazing, what they're basically doing is showing two shots.
Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to cram too much into a small space. As you can see here on our screen, it's kind of hard to see exactly what's going on without any of them being zoomed in. Now, I'm only going to kind of mention this in depth right now once and then not again later. So just I hope that you'll remember this moving forward. Um, Big and beautiful is what you need in your thumbnails. Now, especially for traveling. What I've been telling people lately to do, which I think is a really great idea, is once you figure out what type of search terms and search phrases you're going for, is to just simply search for them. So, for example, let's look at Dubai, like why reasons why people love Dubai in the winter. So, Rob, if you wouldn't mind, in the search, typing in Dubai, and then just see what comes up. I like to then take a look at what thumbnails are winning, and then try to duplicate that. And if you see here, look how spectacular some of these are. Some of
This
these
one
are,
right here.
that top one is
Yeah.
amazing, beautiful, which is of course is why it's number one. Some of these are like some other things going on for worse
Travel vlog, so it's got the sort of the travel person in there, which is quite important.
Even that little weird thing there with the things you only see in Dubai. So if you notice that not many of these are focusing on like smaller pictures, they're mostly one big picture. So the point being, when you look at the Dubai, look at these. So these are exactly what I'm talking about. When you are looking to research your keyword phrases and you're searching for them, you also should be looking at the thumbnails and trying to replicate those, because those are the ones that are winning. So if you come up with that winning combination, you see that like they're big, bold, and beautiful. Especially like the second one here, where it says 7 amazing cold destinations. I like the picture on the left. The green thing is really interesting looking.
Yeah.
So if that was the entire thumbnail with no text, I think that wins. And just more of that across all of the thumbnails there. What do you think there, Rob?
Yeah, I agree. This is a case of you've got to go with one image or the other. Like there's too much of a contrast here between whatever that looks like a building, and then this, as you say, the lush green landscape. I know you maybe want to say in the thumbnail it's got great city. The city looks great, but also the landscape surrounding it looks great as well. You're going to have to pick one or the other in those types of situations. This one here, the most festive Christmas fairs in Romania, I think that is like a good thumbnail going forward, because it is just one image. And I was just wanting to go back to the thumbnail a little, the channel banner. It kind of suggests one type of channel where it's very much listicles, information. There's going to be a lot of graphics going on, and then the actual thumbnails seem to paint a slightly different story. And I was wondering maybe if the channel banner is almost leading the viewer potentially astray a little bit too much. I feel as if Epic Info TV might suggest that it's a bit more of a Wikipedia style YouTube channel with information rather than destination tours and excitement. So as good as a channel banner is, maybe that needs to change, or the thumbnails need to reflect that a little bit more. I think if each of these thumbnails had this channel banner style graphic, even if you're not showing an image of the city itself, I think that's quite contrasty versus what else you might see in travel videos. But how easy is that going to be to do for every single video? Probably not. I guess this might have been a custom banner that was a one-off type of thing. And text in thumbnails. I don't think these are serving any purpose in these thumbnails. They're very difficult to read in most cases, especially red text. Red text is always horrible on thumbnails, folks. Don't try it unless it's contrasting very well with the background. And it's so small that I can't even read it, and it looks as if you're regurgitating the title almost verbatim in all of the thumbnails, so definitely not required there. And then just looking at some of the videos, maybe you need to... I mean, you're looking at, this looks like a global destination type of travel site. Maybe you need to niche down a little bit, because you've had a couple of breakthrough videos. Places in the US that take Christmas to a whole new level, that got 1,000 views. Why everyone should visit Belgium at least once, that got 1,000 views, whereas the rest of them, some are getting double digits, some are getting a few hundred. So maybe sort by the most popular and say, is there a particular destination that people really dig on my content? And it looks as if it might have been something to do with perhaps Christmas content, or what else could we maybe see? Canada seems to be cropping up a couple of times in the top list there, and Toronto. Yeah, so Canada in your top 10, I'm seeing Canada come up 3 or 4 times. So maybe cover that series for a month or whatever. So a few things to experiment with there. That is epic info there. 36 subscribers, and you've been on YouTube. Well, let's see, how long has he been on YouTube, or she been on YouTube? Let's scroll down a month. So they've been around for a month, and they're already starting to pick up some views, which is good to see. But not many subscribers. So maybe there's not enough calls to action either to get people to commit to your content longer term. But we do wish you the very best of luck with your channel. Now, this is my first channel that I picked this morning, Travis, and I always try and pick the first channel that submits their channel for review every single week. And this is Hitting Bedrock. And it's funny that Travis was recently talking about the stock channel banner. This is 100% a stock channel banner. I always see that brand there, Hitachi, and I think, I've seen that on so many YouTube channels. And is this a channel about Hitachi Electronics? No, it's a stock channel banner that some people tend to use. So, Hitting Bedrock, fix that as soon as you can. What's the channel about? It looks to me as if it's about Minecraft.
Yeah, and the name actually is something about Minecraft, because when you dig down, you hit Bedrock is like the lowest part, so it's actually, it all ties together, which I like.
And in the About section, there does look to be a Minecraft Bedrock edition, Redstone, whatever that is. So certainly what I will be doing, first of all, with your videos going forward, is making sure that you reinforce that particular game, that particular keyword in all of your titles. Just as an example, if we look at top 5 farms for 1.14 survival world, how keyword rich is that? Are people searching for 1.14 or survival world or top 5 farms? You need to tie that all together with certainly the Minecraft title and the Bedrock edition. So it might, if you were going to fix this a little bit, it might be top 5 farms for Minecraft Bedrock edition and then version 1.14, just to give it a little bit more keyword intent. The thumbnails, for a channel that's just recently started, I don't think they're too bad. You probably need to focus a little bit more on something specifically in each of the thumbnails. Just as an example, I like this one because there's a funny face on there.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're focusing on something a little bit more there, whereas the others are a little more broad, a little more generic, but you're not using text. And I am actually going to give you a thumbs up for that, because so many gaming channels just are desperate to use text. No text is fine, but you've just got to have a strong image in each of your thumbnails. But as a channel that's just started, they've created a lot of videos over a month ago, and then they've started creating enough videos again in the last week, and that's fantastic to see. You've already got your first milestone, over 10 subscribers, brilliant. You've already got some views in double digits, which is brilliant. You certainly have a niche, all that's brilliant. Just keep enjoying YouTube, keep making videos. Challenge for you would be to make maybe 50 Minecraft Bedrock Edition videos by the end of the year. Is that doable? Hopefully so. And by the time you've done that, you'll have so much experience in creating Minecraft videos and knowing a little bit what your audience wants that you can start to just niche down a little bit more, specifically things on this type of game. Any more to add, Travis, or do you think we've pretty much nailed that one?
I think that's it. I think you absolutely nailed it. Yeah, just a little bit more work on catching action in your thumbnails.
Yeah.
And just keep at it.
Good way of putting it. Caption action in thumbnails is a wonderful way of describing how many thumbnails should look on YouTube. Let's move on to the next channel, which is I'm True Skills Comics Gaming. Just over 300 subscribers for you, Travis. This is another one you picked out of a bag.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
The description was comic books, which is kind of interesting to me. I don't read comics, but I'm interested in kind of the culture of comics. I think it's kind of interesting. And I saw some of the thumbnails here, and I was kind of enticed by them, so I figured we'd pull them up. There is a little bit. So here's the thing. Look at that latest, the 17 hours ago video. That's a good use if you're going to put text in a thumbnail. This is great use. Number one, it's not repeated in the title. Number two, he's talking about Hugh, which I think that's Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, yeah.
It's right there. So literally, like it points to. So that's a well-crafted thumbnail, especially if you feel like you need to use text. So I really appreciate the title structure, willing to pay money for huge Jackman or huge Jackman. They want huge Jack. Well, it says huge.
Yeah, I
It
think
does
we
say
need
huge
to
Jackman.
check your title there.
Yeah, you might want to respell his
Hopefully
name.
that's not a euphemism or anything like that.
Might be. And MCU wants Hugh, and so I think that's a great way to tie something together. Plus, you see Hugh there. Having said that, some of the other ones are a little bit like the Comic Con one, the Marvel Future Fight, breaking it down, is a little bit kind of confusing for me. Now, obviously, I'm not maybe the target audience for it, so maybe it's clear to them. But if you're going to have those icons there, I would definitely make them bigger. Like it's just a weird size for that particular one. The Spider-Man Comic Con one, to New York City Comic Con, the second one there, I just would have not even have put the New York City Comic Con in the thumbnail, because you got Spider-Man kind of, the guy in Comic Con there.
Yeah, I agree.
And just kind of the same with the rest of them. I mean, when you're talking about comics and stuff, comics are known for graphic novels, right? So use the graphics, use the amazing pictures and stuff that these comics are using and invoking, and you do that sometimes, which I think is great. But definitely try to start, especially in this particular niche, start without text and try to see if you can get away with not putting text on your thumbnails. I think obviously this was a pivot because there's some other just random stuff on here. And
Looks
definitely
like a video about you there, Travis.
maybe.
Check that one out.
I honestly, I think like I would go back and remove or unlist any of the videos that aren't about like comics and stuff. There's just too much kind of random stuff here. Because here's the thing, I always tell anyone that I work with, I say, don't give any person any reason not to subscribe. If someone scrolls down and says, oh, okay, well, they're kind of all over the place, like lately they've been doing comic stuff, but they're kind of all over the place, I'm not going to subscribe. Well, you just lost one for no real reason, right? No good reason. Where it looks like lately you've been pretty consistent with that particular type of content. So I say stick with that. Unlist the stuff that does not further that kind of movement in your channel. And let me see the banner one more time.
Yes, sir.
The banner is great for comics and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I think that you're kind of on your way. What does the about say? Let's see if he's changed that recently. Channels that talk trash while playing the latest game. So yeah, probably want to completely change this, because it seems like
this is what the channel is now.
Yeah, it seems like you've pivoted since then. So definitely go back and correct that.
Couple of things I was just going to pick up here as an example of a thumbnail which probably needs a little bit of work. This one here where Denzel Washington might be playing Magneto. So in this example, what I would be doing is blowing up Denzel Washington's face a lot more in the Magneto helmet, because I think that's, if it's a Photoshop, it's a good one. But the text is so distracting here, and we want this as the tease for the thumbnail. And how you might fix that is a big blown up image of Denzel Washington in the Magneto helmet and a simple question mark next to it. And imagine the intrigue that potentially places in the viewer's mind. It's like, what? Denzel Washington's going to play Magneto?
I didn't know this, by the way. And the funny thing about that is, I'm glad you're bringing this up. I literally just passed by it, didn't recognize that was Denzel. I thought it was the original Magneto. Like, I looked over it so fast.
It was a title that was giveaway, and I thought, oh yeah, that does look like him, but the thumbnail's not that clear. So sometimes you don't want to try and tell everything in the thumbnail and the title. You want to lead the viewer into a video.
They're saying no sound now for some reason. They're saying no sound. Okay, now I can hear it on the live stream. Let's see. Let's see. It's just audio going, but I can hear it. Sound is back. Sound is back. I think your sound's gone again. Yeah. Can you get? Yeah, so they can hear me. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, now I'm gone on the live stream. Let's see. Live stream. Oh, I think I'm back now. I think I'm back now. Test, test, test. Okay, I think they can hear me. Hear you. Hey, I think they can hear me. I can hear you, and people can hear me. For some reason, they can't hear you, which is weird. And people can hear It's really weird. Okay, so people can hear me for some reason. It is, I swear I'm not trolling. It's not me doing it. Promise you. I'm, it's not. Hmm, it's weird. How would it be that they wouldn't be able to hear me? That's a technical. Okay. Will that start a new stream, or is that going to stick us here? Okay. Okay.
Live again. All right, let's see if that worked.
Okay, it came. It looks like
Live
it's coming
again.
back. Yep. Okay, now I can hear you on there.
Right, okay. Worked.
Yes.
Click that. Let's click that.
Okay.
Yay, can people hear me? Hopefully.
Okay, I can hear you on there.
Right,
They can't see me
okay.
though, but they can hear you.
All right, hopefully they can see everything back again. I can hear myself again on yours.
Go.
Back, good, yes, good.
Yay!
All right. I do apologize, folks. That's the nature of live streams, and sometimes things go wrong, but it looks as if we are back. Yep, okay, we can hear us both. So, where on earth were we? Zimbrick European. So, this channel, as far as I'm aware, Travis, I'm hearing myself. You might need to.
Yeah, I just wanted
you.
to make sure
All
that
right.
they were still live. Yeah.
All right, okay. Whew, restart. Let's play some sound effects to get back into this. All right. We're back in. Right, Zimbrick European. This, I think, is a channel that's all to do with, first of all, automobiles and luxury ones, but I think it's a local dealer. And the reason I say that is because I can see customer testimonials in the videos. So this is one of these tricky situations where YouTube is certainly a global platform and it doesn't always work well with very local businesses. You tend to find this type of stuff on Facebook where people have more regionality. So there's always a battle here for the YouTube channel to try and be locally relevant so that if people are searching for a particular type of car in a particular place and where to purchase it, they may come with the search result. But they've also got to try and build their audience in a way that anybody visiting their channel is going to find something of use. For example, I think these very recent videos where it's something about the 2019 Audi Q5 and luxury performance delivered in the Audi A6, those look like very much general videos appealing to a wider audience. And I think that is the approach to go for a channel if it's a local dealership. And maybe then what you can do is insert almost like mini ads within your video where it's like, we're talking about this car today. I'm Jeff from the local dealership, and if you're in the Dallas area, then make sure to check it out. So the video brings them into the content, but then you sort of telling the audience where you are in the world if they want to maybe purchase a car, and I say this because these customer testimonials seem to be the videos with the least amount of views, like 24, 60, whereas the more general car videos you're getting into the triple digits, and that's kind of my first thought. Travis, have you ever? I know you've audited a lot of channels. Have you ever worked with any that are connected to local businesses, and how do you juggle appealing to a local audience versus appealing to a YouTube audience?
Yeah, several, as a matter of fact.
Right.
I think one of the main things that I always bring up is, what is the actual purpose of the channel? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, that's right.
If it's to further the business, then, your expectations of views and stuff should definitely be different. But if it's just generally to kind of get your name out there or to get more knowledge and eyes on specific brands, then that's a different story. I actually dealt with, I couldn't believe this, like a street cleaning company in, I can't remember exactly where they were, but their videos were basically street cleaning, where they're just spraying the pressure washing streets. And I mean, they had a business, a small business, and those were the ones that had like a lot of views. They're more or less kind of commercial type things, like, hey, come get us. No one was really watching those, but people were watching like the street cleaning ones. So my advice to him, and probably something similar here, is show cool stuff about the things that you're selling or the service that you're providing.
Yeah.
And then just let people who just happen to be interested in your product, come and find you. I mean, tell them how to find you. But for example, the street cleaning guy, I just told him what you need to do is, like he was cleaning down a specific street. I said, well, why don't you talk about some of the stores in that area and show them in the video while you're street cleaning in front of them. And then maybe those businesses might see the video and, want to work together. So you never know, like something like this could be real simple. Like you talk about maybe this SUV from Audi, the first electric SUV from Audi, you just do like a test drive and all the other cool things. And at the end, like you're basically doing a commercial for Audi in a lot of ways, but you're also doing it for your own business. And someone might trip across it who's actually looking for an Audi and just so happens to live in your area. And then you've actually sold the thing, right? So
yeah,
don't worry too much about, worry. As being a worldwide platform, you have to kind of be part of that. If you're trying to be really localized, there's just better platforms, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, and I may be misinterpreting the channel a little bit. As I scroll down, there's like a good collection here of videos that are doing really well, and they do seem to be on just cars in general. The first electric SUV from Audi, 6,000 views. One here from Audi again, like 20,000 views. So it certainly looks as if your strongest content, I'm going to tentatively say here, is Audi content. Let's just sort by most popular. And is it Audi generally? So there's a Porsche one there, but Audi, and then a bit of Porsche as well. But yeah, I think from the top two rows, almost all of them are Audi videos, which seems to tell us that you're a bit of a leader, an expert in that. Let's have a look at the About section, see if it tells us anything more. Yeah, so I did check where they were. So they're in South Central Wisconsin, located in Madison. So it is a dealership as well. So yeah, trying to combine the two is certainly where your strength is going to be.
You know what they could do? I don't know if they're doing this. You'd actually have to click the video to find out. But you can tag where you're doing your videos from.
Oh, that is right. Yeah. So if you click here, and so you're currently using hashtags.
But there's a tag.
But yeah, I think if you go into the advanced settings on your video, there's a location setting. So you can set it as Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin, and that will replace the hashtags. There's a big debate about how useful hashtags are, like these. Oh, and you have, so you've done Madison, Wisconsin. So that's one of the hashtags. So you kind of are locating yourself there as well. So I think generally this channel is doing all of the right things. Yeah. My question may be, why have you only got 140 subscribers when you're getting some views in the thousands? Maybe they're not. People are finding your content through search and then they watch it, potentially enjoy it, but you're not giving them a reason to subscribe to your channel. So maybe more calls to action might be helpful there. Mm-hmm. And I think generally speaking, the thumbnails look okay. They could be a little better here. And I think the thumbnails further down seem to have a bit more consistency, certainly in this area. When you just sort of like taking a close-up of the grille or steering wheel, I think those look a bit more impactful than zoomed out videos on occasion. But yeah, an interesting channel. unique challenges, and I think Travis, you had some fairly good ideas there on how we can take this channel forward a little bit. I mean, customer testimonials, like, I'm guessing maybe the channel's using these videos and posting them elsewhere.
Website, maybe.
Yeah, so they're not necessarily for the YouTube channel, which I think is fine. You're just going to have to appreciate big fluctuations in view counts, which you've already seen on your channel. So Zimbrick European there. Now I'm going to go to another Travis selected channel, which is the Rogue Scholar Tabletop RPG Gaming channel. And it looks as if you have recently joined YouTube, 2 months into it, 4 videos out so far, few hundred views. Interesting stuff. What are we looking at here, Travis?
Yeah, so sometimes I play board games with one of my friends, so it's kind of struck me. I'm like, I wanted to see more about what this is, and I think tabletop RPG is a little bit different. But what really got me about this, and it might be that it's just dominated by 2.5 thumbnails, is that this feels like a dark channel. And what I mean by that is like scary games, but I don't necessarily know that that's the case. So the second thumbnail is really powerful, right? And it sets a scene for that video. But weirdly, and perhaps ironically, the fourth and the first thumbnail also kind of have a almost more scary-ish type. Actually, all of them do kind of have a almost scary-ish type theme. Now, I don't know if that's correct for this channel or not. There's only 4 videos here, so it's hard to know. If that's correct, then you're doing a great job. Like literally, you've gotten it across, because I look at this and I go, oh, there might be some scary games here. If it's not, if it's just so happens that, these are games that are more scary, and later on you'll be dealing with games that aren't maybe as scary, different story. Also, that Rob, is your mouse over the banner?
It's not, no.
Oh, okay, because it said share image just a minute ago.
Sorry about that.
Maybe it did. Okay. I like the banner. It looks like it may barely fit in the mobile, that left-hand side.
Yeah, I think they're all right. Yeah, just about.
Yeah. So if so, then great. I like what do we say in the about section here?
Let's have a look. See.
Share my passion for Rift game. Okay, so specific game.
Yeah,
okay.
specific game there. Yeah.
Network affiliated with Palamon books. Okay, so it is very possible that it's that it is kind of a more dark type tabletop RPG channel, which is cool. Yeah, Rift. Let's look it up and see what other kind of games and channels and videos.
Yeah, I just want to see how popular this this game is, and it does look as if it's quite niche. The top rated videos. There's one here with 60,000 views, but then everything else is maybe a couple of thousands of views. So I absolutely.
But you notice something?
Very niche as well. All
of those are very bright and kind of. They're not like scary in any way. They're not kind of this darker kind of thing.
Yeah.
So again, I'm unsure because I don't know enough about the game to be able to kind of speak intelligently on it, but I would say just looking by the search, it's completely starkly different, which could be a good thing or a bad thing. It might be so starkly different that people go, oh, what's this? Let me click it. Or it might be so different than what people are used to seeing when they click on this particular game. They're just like, oh no, I'm not really interested. So obviously check into your click-through rate to make sure that it's connecting with the right audience. I think the views are pretty good. Yeah, especially for a channel this size, actually really good. So maybe what you're doing is the right thing for sure.
I've got a really stupid question here. It's a tabletop RPG. That makes me think it's a board game, but I'm not seeing in any of the thumbnails like models or characters or a board itself. So I don't know if is it a game through a book. That was something that threw me a little bit. I don't know if let's just go back to the search here. So it's just there's a box there and there's some cartoon characters.
So it's a tabletop game. Unsure if it has like figures and stuff.
Yeah.
But I did watch part of one of the videos, and it looks like it doesn't show a lot of. It's weird. It's got like this animated background going while he's speaking over top of it. It's kind of soothing. It's an interesting kind of collection. But I don't remember seeing the actual figures and stuff. Now again, I didn't get to watch the whole thing or anything like that. But I figure with something like this, especially if you're going to, so he's doing like a story time for that second one.
Yeah.
What I think you should pick up and play. I think if you're going to get more information about the products themselves, you definitely need to be strong on what you're talking about as far as like imagery, whether it be in the video itself or in the thumbnail. Especially if you're talking about character strength types, what it looks like in this one on the right hand side. If you click that real quick, Let's see what it starts off at. I'd be curious.
This one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very specifically about the actual.
On the surface, Rifts might
kind of
seem
animated
like
stuff,
a
which is
fairly
cool.
complex game.
Nothing wrong with that.
Even veteran players have described
little bit
the
of humor
rules
there,
as
right?
confusing, and the mechanic is what I
but,
see in
like-
fiction and their overall capability. MDC damage.
Yeah. Okay.
This
Cool.
can
So he's
allow
actually given a lot of information in this. Okay, and just kind of keeping it
PS4
interesting
itself.
visually. So definitely an approach. I don't know if the niche is right or not. Maybe it is, but I think with the views, it probably is. Just get more content. My biggest thing is much more content, a lot more frequently. It's so spread out. It's gonna be hard to kind of keep that going.
Yeah, don't think I can add any more than that, other than you kicked off with 300 views on the first video, and the subsequent ones are getting hundreds of views. So you've already got a nice little audience there. Maybe there's quite a small ceiling to this channel just because of the nature of the board games. But if you become the authority, the leader in that, and it makes you happy, absolutely keep going on it. My next choice here, Travis, was Sarah Ingle, nearly 16,000 subscribers. Live your magical life, lifestyle, beauty, and fashion. Now, what I'm going to do here, I think we need to be a little. I don't want to use a hard word, harsh, but I want us to really push this channel to the next level, because already the channel has had some success, 16,000 subscribers, already some fantastic thumbnails. I think there's a lot of things going on, a lot of things here that are already right. It's like 80-90% right. So let's try and dig down into where this channel needs to just take things forward a little further. And what I noticed here, generally speaking, was that you are a lifestyle, beauty, and fashion channel. But what I think your superpower is, your strength here, is Disney-related content. Because whenever I see Disney in the title, or a Disney title such as Frozen 2, like craziest Disney makeup, and Disney makeup as well, your videos tend to perform a little better. Just as an example, Travis's favorite word, DIY sleeping beauty mask, doesn't do as well as maybe the craziest Disney makeup, which gets like 4 times the amount of views. So I'm thinking going generally forward, maybe that's where you want to just realign the channel a little bit in terms of what you're doing, which might be Disney style makeup. I could be wrong here, just looking at the top videos, but that's to me. I mean, one here, Star Wars hairstyles. So even though it's very similar topic, it's a different niche, and again the video doesn't perform quite as well. Another Star Wars one here, VR, doesn't perform quite as well, but when I look at the Disney stuff, all that's going well. And then another one where you sort of, I mean, a lot of video creators love to do these little YouTube style update ones where they say, hey, should I use this camera or this camera for vlogging in the future? And the audience really doesn't react to it very well. If you want to do that as kind of community content, absolutely fine, but just be aware that every time you're straying away from what your audience wants to see, you have these little falls in views. But yeah, I mean, we've sort of glossed over the fact that the thumbnails are fantastic.
Yep.
The text maybe needs a little bit of fixing, but is there anything else here, content-wise, Travis, where we're thinking the creator might be able to?
Yeah, I mean, the thumbnails are
advance stuff?
fantastic.
Yeah.
Cheers on doing closed captioning on all your videos. That's really awesome.
Yep.
Let's see. So the unready night routine worked really well. I'm trying to figure out like what is it people are here for. So the D23 Expo is a Disney thing, so that did really well. I did 2,000 views, and then there's a crazy Disney maker. I'm starting to agree with you. The Disney stuff.
Let's start by most popular. Let's see if we can
I was
get
getting ready to say,
an
let's do
idea.
that next and see how long. Some of these are going to be older. 3 years ago, 7 months ago. So there's a watch, Disney. Yep. 3 years ago, Mermaid. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it seems very clear that Disney is where it's at. And not to say you can't do other things, but I think what you do is a good strategy would be, do your normal content and then really spend the time that once a month you swing for the fences on a Disney video. Like really take extra time, really think out the what, like maybe it's being a Disney character for an entire day from beginning to the end. And like, maybe that's going to take a couple of days to like film and all that stuff. Like literally have someone record you during the day dressed up as a Disney character going to like Target and stuff, just like everything. And that could be your one big thing for the month, while you're doing kind of your other smaller stuff during the month. It's a little easier to do, and really swing for the fences on those to see what happens. Because I think, to Rob's point, you're going to start to get a lot of, it looks like you're already getting a lot of the Disney kind of crowd coming through. That's what they're going to want to see. And if you do things that are really interesting every so often, yeah, I think that's obviously, you've had a couple of times where this has happened. But I think if you're more intentional about it and really make it like a once a month thing, like, Disney week is up. Yeah, at the end of this week, I'm going to drop my really big video where I do something special, Disney related. I think you can get a lot of momentum going on that.
I think just looking back historically, the thing that's been most successful has been maybe wigs, hairstyles, and Frozen. So obviously, I'm going to assume here, Sarah, that you're already prepping for Frozen 2, which I think is out in about a month. For me personally, I adore this thumbnail in particular.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think it looks absolutely fantastic of how you've dressed up as this character and then sliced the image down the middle for the cartoon character versus yourself. That feels like almost a unique series of videos that you could do. But yeah, certainly with Frozen's 2 coming up, I feel as if you could maybe redo some of these videos a little, maybe some of the different characters, or like the Elsa makeup, maybe she looks a little different in Frozen 2. As long as you can drop in those keywords and things over the next month. As Travis says, if you're swinging for the fences, you may hit a grand slam in the next month or so if you nail it.
Here's the thing about this: like, her channel already looks like a much larger channel.
Yeah,
like, it has that feel to it.
Jeremy and I used to say this, and like this channel's got 15,000 subscribers, but it looks like a channel with 200,000 subscribers.
It really does in a lot of ways. So I think it's just a matter of hitting a couple of like super big videos, and then it just, it'll take off.
Yeah, I think just timing a little bit. Like, maybe you should have waited until November for the Star Wars content. I know some of these, like Tangled and Sleeping Beauty, films that are already out, and is probably not going to be much of a trend going on. But just there's always new Disney content coming out. There must be a trend that you can jump onto video after video. Whether it might have been Aladdin the beginning of the summer, and then the Jungle Book. Although doing makeup in the Jungle Book might be not the Lion King. That might have been a bit of a challenge doing something like that. But there's always like a new Disney film coming out every few months, and riding the trend, the wave of that trend each time, I just think is going to be better than these videos here, which aren't really following something that's going on now. But Sarah Ingle, as I say, I think Travis and I have tried to move onto the next stage of your channel rather than say everything that's good, because there's a lot of fantastic things going on here on your channel. You've got lots of great ideas. Just the strategy maybe needs mixing up a little bit.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the next channel, which is Shawny, another channel with, 15.9 thousand subscribers, almost exactly the same size. I hate the channel banner because I can't read it and I have no idea what it means. So fix that, please, or whatever that is. However, thumbnail-wise, absolutely fantastic, and we know exactly what your channel's about within 10 seconds of looking at the thumbnails. It looks as if it's pixel gun, pixel strike, that type of game, and every single video follows along that line, and you have a good audience for it. If you're getting at least 1,000 views per video, in many cases 6,000, 7,000, this is all really good stuff that's going on here. Pixel Gun 3D seems to be a title that works for you very well. Looking at how your videos perform. No text in any of the thumbnails again, which is good to see. If Travis and I were going to probably pick out some thumbnails that we should really like, I'm going to be going for that one, which really sticks out. That one's okay. Some of them are a little weaker in terms of, I think you're showing screenshots. Like this one here of what looks to be loot boxes. You might just want to take one of those loot boxes and have a bit of text under there, which is like what's inside, or a really rare item that a person may be able to get, rather than leaving it like this. I think it just has more impact when there's one main character on there, probably pointing a gun, that type of thing. Yeah, Travis, we've looked at channels in the past. I think it was, No Man's Sky, where there was a channel just focusing on that game. Does really well. Splatoon is another one. The pixel gun for this channel. It all seems generally good. It's just a channel banner, which is terrible, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, 100%. Totally agree with the banner needing to be done. who am I going to? And a lot more information in the about page. We've talked about this a lot. This is a place where you can put in some very search friendly terms. And yeah, as well, you it's actually working. I hope you my YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, what's in it for me? What's in it for you as a viewer? Less eyes, so less about you, more about what's in it for the viewer. I always try and stress that in the channel, in the descriptions.
Yeah, and then also the home. What is the homepage? Just out of curiosity, is there a trailer?
Oh yeah, sure. Let's have a look. So
there is a trailer-ish, not really specific to the channel. Some of the uploads, any playlists? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, there's some playlists, which is good.
All right, better than most, and not very many playlists overall though. So definitely diversify that a little bit. Give your videos a chance to be found other ways, and it looks like you're using community pretty well.
And getting some feedback on the community. If you're getting like 55 likes, that tells me that your content's being shared amongst a good audience. So I think there's lots of good things going on here. I think just keep on doing what you're doing. It seems to be a lot of updates on new versions of the game, which is always a good thing to be doing. Always keeping an eye on the latest news stories, getting them out before anyone else is always going to give you that edge. And every time I see like a version number, like 7.0, 16.7, 16.6, the views tend to spike a little bit, which is fantastic to see. So yeah, keep up on that with your content. So I don't think there's really much more we can advise here other than keep doing what you're doing and keep pushing out the content. You're doing one video a week. Could you do more? That might be the challenge for me, maybe 2 a week, because it looks as if your audience likes the content. They just want to see more of it. All right, we're going to move on to no, we've already done Rogue Scholar, so we can't audit you twice in 1 week. We are going to look at Horse Rider. Travis, take it away with this one. What do you think the channel's about?
Looks like Minecraft / if I'm looking at the banner, Minecraft / like Lego type things going on out there.
You know, this might be the first Lego / Minecraft channel I've seen. And
Wow. Well, click on that. Let's see what's going on in there. Just check here.
I'm a creeper, Minecraft Grim Reaper, blowing up blocks like Al Qaeda. I'm not a creature that'll leech you, but I'll leave you petrified. Peace of my mind, peace of mind, sweeper. Clicking on a brick and you die in a deep. I'll find your mind, I'm a mind, reading on the mind is mine.
Lego? Is that what's going on there? Your mic died. Your audio's gone again. Can everyone still hear me? I think you can. Can you hear me? Okay. So no sound at all. Can anyone hear me? Yes, we can. Okay. Can't hear Rob. So it's just Rob. Yeah. Okay. We'll be back right after this.
go live.
I wonder what's going on.
Okay. Right, let's see if that fixes it. Or we've completely.
All right. Back on. Yes. Everyone. Okay. Rob is back. Great. Oh, you're gone again. Can anyone hear me? Can people hear me? No sound. People say no sound, but can you hear me? I think I'm just going mics. Okay. Yes. So people can hear me. So I'm consistent. Yes. Yes. It's weird. I wonder if it's I don't know what it would be. I think that's going to necessitate a computer reboot at some point, but I mean, that's just one of those things. All right. Hang tight, everybody. Hang tight, everybody.
Live. All right. Click that. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can people hear me? Can people hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Yay. Hello.
Okay.
Testing, testing. 1.
Okay.
Okay. So I could hear myself talking to myself there. All right. I think I'm back, which is good. So where were we? Sorry, Horse Rider, you're getting the worst audit ever. But I think you're doing fantastic work. Tying your Lego themed Minecraft content into trends is working really well. The stop motion is always going to take a longer time to create the content. So I think just making the thumbnails a little better. Sometimes I think, how did you describe this earlier, Travis? Turning action into stories in your thumbnails, or however you phrased it.
Capturing action in your thumbnail. Yeah.
So, because some of these don't do it quite that well. Like, just as an example, you could zoom that in a lot more with a higher quality camera just to make it look sharper. Will really help with the thumbnails. And I guess the shorter videos, I guess you may be testing here with the 10 to 12 second ones videos. So longer videos will certainly help you if you can, but again, it's stop motion, so that's difficult to do. Travis, any more thoughts here, just generally?
No, I think you're exactly right, especially about the thumbnails. Zooming in would definitely be very helpful. And but I love the idea. I think it's really cool. Stick with it. Obviously, you had an incredible banger there, and also put out more videos.
Absolutely.
Put out more frequently.
I'm seeing in the chat now blurry screen. I don't know what that means.
Well, I have it running. It looks fine to me.
All right. Okay. Right. Where on earth are we? Right. So what I was going to do next, I was going to get one of the people who have wonderfully shared in Twitter, which is this one. Where are they now? Who've tweeted out here, sharing our live stream, as we can see there. Thank you very much. That means we're going to audit your channel right now if my audio continues to work. So, Travis, are we all good here? You can still hear me? Yep. Doug and Niki, hello to you. Where are they now? What a fantastic channel banner that is of, I presume my guess is going to be your travel vlog, maybe living in a certain country or traveling around the world. 2,000 subscribers, just past 2,000, so congratulations on that. The one thing I'm going to say about your thumbnails as we search through them here is text. All I can see is text. My eyes are drawn to the text. Celebrity Summit, Celebrity Cruises, Bermuda, Wadi Rum, Celebrity Summit. I want to see you removing these texts and selling the destinations that you're going to more so. Just as an example, this one right here. Doug and Niki's flight report. Egyptian Air flight number. Amman to Cairo. Boeing 737-800. There is far too much going on there. You don't need any of that text in there. The title will do that job. I think just maybe a close-up of you and the flight itself. Look at Casey Neistat when he does these little trips on planes, like he does goes first class. That's really going to help you with that sort of stuff. And as you can hear, if my microphone is still working, Jasper is now contributing to the live stream. So, Travis, I'm going to let you talk a little bit about Doug and Niki, and I will see what's up with my dog. I think he's complaining about the microphone not working. Yeah,
of course. So, I totally agree. The thumbnails here are they're just too busy. When you're a travel channel, which is essentially what this tends to be, what this looks like to be anyway, focusing on either yourself in a really amazing place or the place itself is always a win. I think what happens is people are under the impression that they need to put text in thumbnails. I know when I first started, that's kind of the impression I was under. It's just not true. As a matter of fact, thumbnails that are super powerful often don't have any text in them at all because the picture is worth 1,000 words. So what you should be striving to do, and for anyone who knows who Mr. Beast is, right now he's the one who's just absolutely doing this better than anyone else. He is able to take a picture and tell part of the story, and then the title tells the other part, and it makes you want to click. Every so often, he puts a little bit of text in a thumbnail. It's very rare, but when he does, it's context for what the rest of the video is, and it always makes sense. Everything about what he's doing in the title and thumbnail makes you want to click it. And for these, like, your content is fine. There's nothing wrong with like what you're doing. Obviously there's views and such, but with all the kind of extra stuff that's around in the thumbnail, it's a little bit hard to kind of understand what the value proposition is there, because you're getting so distracted by the fonts and the text and everything. So I would just simply do what you're currently doing, but just remove the text. Start with a thumbnail that has no text. Just start there. If for some reason between the title and the thumbnail that you have, you feel like there's context missing, then add like a word or maybe 2 words, but try to keep it under 4 words if you can. You'd be surprised how much more powerful that is. If you look at some of these, literally just take off the text on almost all of these, zoom in the picture a little bit on some of these, and it's a better thumbnail already. Like literally just adding that makes a lot of these a much better thumbnail. Now, I don't actually have control of Rob's computer, so we'll just continue to talk about this channel and see what else is going on in the chat. I hope everyone can hear me. Can everyone hear me in the chat? Just want to make sure I haven't lost anybody. Is everyone in the chat? Okay, looks like we're good. Okay, great. Yes, so much. So people are saying yes so much. Okay, yes. Okay, everyone can hear me. Great. Rob, are you back?
Yes, I am back, and I just thought let's quickly bring Jasper in here. I thought I'd get him to say hello since you did hear him in the background. Look at how big it is now.
My God.
This guy, he barely fits on screen. Jasper, do you want to say something? The microphone probably won't work, but do you want to say something?
Oh, there he is.
He's now 13 weeks old, folks.
My gosh. You can ride him.
He is growing fast. He's already doubled in size. And yeah, he's quite quiet these days. Occasionally, but now he wants to eat me. So that is Jasper. We're going to keep him on for the one. Have we got one more final channel to review?
Yeah, I think we can do one more. Well, we need to do at least a couple random
ones.
Oh,
yeah. I was going to do the random ones. I was just seeing if there was one more we pre-selected.
Oh.
And I don't think there is. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to do this with Jasper on my lap. So I'm going to quickly take him back.
Okay.
Travis, plug vidIQ to the hill. I'll be back in 20 seconds.
All right. So vidIQ's got a couple of things in the works. I can't tell you about specifically, but let me just tell you, if you've been a long time member of vidIQ, or if you are new to vidIQ, there are some really cool things coming. I just worked on something over the last couple of days it's a part of that. Holy cow. If you want to know value for money, you're going to want to get on Boost real soon. There's some stuff coming up that I'm super excited about. If you are going to Vid Summit, vidIQ will be there. Myself, Rob, and a bunch of other people from the vidIQ crew will be there next week in LA. If you're not familiar with Vid Summit, go to vidsummit.com. It's an amazing gathering of people getting their YouTube channels ready. So we are going to go ahead and get into these random channels.
Thank you, Travis, for filling in there. Okay, folks. So what we do in kind of like the second half of the live stream is that we've picked out some channels that we thought would be a broad spectrum of what's going on YouTube, but now we're just going to randomly select channels from those who've submitted, and the count is currently 282, which is incredible as always. So I take that number, 282, and then I go to my machine here and change the number to 282. So we could choose any of the channels that have been submitted now, and it works a little bit like this. We take that number, which is 123, and we put that in the channel audit list. We take the link here, which as long as it works, I copy and paste, and we see the next channel, that is Grim Adventures of Bushcraft and Hiking. That sounds a bit grim, forgive the pun. I hope there's nothing, no misery going on there in your adventures there with bushcraft and hiking, but we know exactly what the channel's about. My first piece of advice is maybe use a more appealing font and text color, as it's a little difficult to read there, and you're using it throughout the thumbnails as well. I think, Travis, when we were talking about the Hugh Jackman thumbnails where it was just really big blocky text and it was instantly readable. Yeah. You don't want to have to put effort into trying to read something on a thumbnail, and I'm getting that a little bit from the text when you include it. So the channel is, I guess, about living outdoors and camping and hiking and that type of thing. And you've done some reviews on some knives and other camping equipment here. And you're building up a little bit of an audience here. 800 subscribers, a couple of hundred views each video, which is good. I guess my question might be is, what do you want to do with this channel? Is this about camping or bushcrafting life, or is it about reviews? And that's what I'm not really picking up a little bit here. For example, one of the live streams is how to earn subscribers. Is that really what you want to be talking about on a week-to-week basis, or are you wanting to talk about how a particular bushcraft knife is going to help you with whatever you're going to use it for? That's the type of thing that we'd need to know here. What are you thinking, Travis? Just
one real quick reminder. Don't forget to check for the Twitter share. We said we would do an audit for that person as well. But yes, totally agree. I think the question here on this channel is, what is the value proposition? So you might remember at the very beginning of the stream, I talked about value proposition and how important it is to let people know what they're going to get from your channel.
Yeah.
And here it's a little bit kind of all over the place. It's kind of YouTube related stuff, which is fine by itself, and then some knife bushcraft stuff, which is fine by itself. But mixing them together, it's very difficult to kind of understand like what your community should look like. It's going to be part creators and part people that are just interested in like outdoors and knives and stuff. So I think you're better off having a second channel and having some stuff on one and some stuff on the other, because you got to remember, if someone likes one of the videos, let's say for example the campfire one, and then the next 3 videos about YouTube stuff, they might not watch it. After that, YouTube probably isn't going to show them in their recommended anything from you again. So it's just easier to give them something consistent. So skill carving work. So this is great for this. This talks a lot about bushcraft, which is fine. I think that if that's the value you should be giving. The other stuff with the YouTube stuff would be better for a secondary channel. Just give the value on this channel, that what the title is and everything, because the other thing is you might have exactly the content people are looking for, but when they come to your videos and they see they're kind of shotgun all over the place, they just might not subscribe, when normally they might. Like if they'd watched a couple of your videos, they might go, oh yeah, it's cool. Otherwise they're looking at this going, oh, he's kind of all over the place, I don't really know that I want to get involved with that.
Yeah, so a bit better messaging in the thumbnails, and I think, as Travis is saying, like, do you want to maybe split this into 2 channels and communication of what's going on here? And Travis, just to clear up here, this Twitter channel here was the one who shared out the link. So Doug and Niki were the ones we were doing for the Twitter share. So thank you very much for that. Okay, 56 is the next channel we are looking at here. And it is a gaming channel. What is the gaming channel going to be about? Can we work that out in the first 5 to 10 seconds? As we look here, oh, it looks to be Minecraft. That's my first thought from that block I'm seeing there. Oh, but there's a Fortnite image there. New videos every day. Oh, I'm going to challenge you to that. You do not do videos every day. Okay.
Shenanigans, I call shenanigans.
So this is why sometimes you don't want to make these promises on what looks to be a new channel. Work out what schedule is going to suit your life. And maybe after like 50, 100 videos or like 6 months of video creating, you can start to inform people when you might be posting videos. All right. So welcome to YouTube, obviously a very new creator. You've already got 41 subscribers, which is good. I'm wondering how you've got that many with the number of views you've got. Hopefully not doing any sub for sub, that type of thing. Channel trailer, Minecraft, Tetris, chicken video, Ultimate Soccer, new logo, Ultimate Soccer. So the one trend we have here is Ultimate Soccer, but then everything else is all over the place. If that's what you wanted to just do and find your place on YouTube, absolutely fine. Do it, and do it for the next 2 or 3 months. Create 100 videos, work out what your audience wants to watch. But ultimately, if you're going to put Minecraft and Fortnite and maybe other gaming logos in the channel banner, your audience is probably going to expect something along those lines. So make sure you deliver that. Custom thumbnails, you're already using them, which is brilliant. Carry on with that. And yeah, I think Minecraft, or was it Ultimate Soccer? Ultimate Soccer seems to be your leading video. So maybe that's a niche at the moment. Double down on that for the next couple of videos and see how you do. Anything more to add there, Travis, or should we move on?
I think we should move on.
All right. Good luck with your channel, Outdated Gamers. And the next one is going to be 114.
134.
114. Put that there. Get that link. Oh, it's another gaming channel. It's unusual here on the vidIQ live streams to have another gaming channel. But
know, I'd never.
a lot of you are gamers, which is fine.
Hey, look at this.
All right, Travis, what do you think of this one then? Is it a gaming channel or does it look to be something else?
Well, so the banner, it looks like a drawing channel.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But obviously, looking down to a couple of the videos here, they're mostly video games. Let's see. Yeah, no, they seem to almost all be video games, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But the value proposition between the banner and the actual videos is kind of off, and then the
channel name as well.
The channel name is weird, and then also the avatar doesn't branding, but it's so incredibly important to have some type of brand. It doesn't mean that, hey, you're trying to sell merch, but what it means is that it's something that people can remember when they come to your channel. Like, what is it that they're remembering? When people come to my channel, they say one of my couple catchphrases, and that's kind of what people know about me. Here, I'm seeing a lot of like Little Mac stuff, like the Punch Out stuff. And if that's something that you want to lock onto, that's great. But lock onto it. I feel like with the banner and the avatar and the name, you're in 3 different things, and none of them really connect. And then you look at the videos, and they're a little bit shotgunned as well. So I think you need to think about what your value, again, back to value proposition. I hate to keep saying it, but value proposition, I mean, people are giving you their time, which they will never get again. Let's remember that. The 5 or 10 minutes they take on your channel, they'll never get that time again. Give them something that's valuable for that time.
And the 2 minutes waiting for my microphone to work as well. Yeah, so there is a lot of games going on here. The one theme that I keep seeing that the creator's going back to is Super Smash Brothers, I think, Ultimate on the Switch. And so if that is where you're going to be most of the time, then be there almost exclusively, at least for the time being, and make sure you include that in your titles, like playing Captain Falcon with a Pro Controller. I assume, as a viewer, that that's to do with Smash, not Smash TV. Wow, that is an old game, which I love to play, but a completely different game. Yeah, I'd buy that for $1. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks
that's another
now.
one. My goodness.
Yeah, but yeah, but as a viewer, I know that this is about Smash Brothers, but maybe YouTube doesn't. Maybe you need to communicate that a little bit in your titling as well. Oh, thank you for the super chat there from the real Sidroge 2006. Sorry if I've got your name wrong there. 99 Canadian cents there. Thank you. You've sent it in a currency that I can spend. I do appreciate that. All right, let's move on to the next channel here, which is 74. Okay, let's do that. And another gaming channel, Travis. Whoa.
Yes.
Another gaming channel. But that's fine. We don't mind looking at channels if they bring intrigue. And this is Hither Rumble 72, 167 subscribers. So Paul Burns, is that your name? This is your channel name. Maybe you need to sync up there a little bit. The green shading on the channel banner suggests to me that it might be a sports channel. Maybe. It feels like turf, looking at that. But then looking at your videos, let's go into the video section there, tends to be generally about Minecraft and also just about your life as well. So you're saying that you have Tourette's, so there's a vulnerability being shown through there. And interestingly, as I look through all of your recent videos, I would say that's one of the more popular videos on your channel. So, yeah, again, a value proposition. What do you want your channel to be about? It looks as if you definitely have a story to share, and people are always wanting to know a little bit more about people who have stories to share on YouTube. Tell us a little bit about that in the description. If you're willing to share that on YouTube, do so, as you have done already.
Yep.
But maybe jumping from games and jumping from like flying on a particular jet to a certain place is going to be a little bit of a disconnect for your viewers. I mean, sorting by the most popular, this is probably what you want to do, is take a little bit of a sample size of the videos that are doing well. You've got one here which has got a lot of views for American soda, drinking American soda, going on holiday. So it feels to me like this is almost a bit like a personal vlog, travel vlog. And that's where you might want to continue going forward with your channel. What are we thinking here, Travis?
Yeah, I think just trying to figure out exactly what it is you want to get across to the viewers. Like, what is the value proposition is so important. Now, if it's just something that you want to have to upload videos to, that's fine. But again, if you submit it to us, then we're going to assume you want to grow, in which case I would say quickly figure out what your niche is, and then move forward towards that. Tons of different information about that to come on the channel.
There we are. Ooh, was that a little teaser from you there, Travis?
Man, that was a teaser.
What is coming at vidIQ? You'll have to find out soon. Hang on.
Wait a minute.
What?
This thing is shenanigans. I need to find another.
Broken. All right, 8184. Let's try that. Was it the same number? Oh, I hope I haven't really let somebody down there and just bypass their channel. All right, musical instruments. This one, and it is. Let's see. Beats by Rosa. Okay, I'm a little. Okay, let's. We're not going to go there. Let's get rid of that one. Sorry, this is a PG friendly channel, and we cannot look at that any further. I'm afraid. I'm sure you're doing very well on YouTube, but you are brushing the lines of community guidelines, I would suggest there. So just be aware of that going forward. I mean, what was the channel? It said it was musical instruments and beats. It didn't look like a channel like that. Okay. So we'll move on. Okay. Crochet. This has to be a safe channel. There's nothing wrong with this channel. I can guarantee it in terms of looking at it. And it's good. Yarn Dragon's Creation. Thank you, by the way, to the super chat. Who just gave us a super chat? Simply Stacey's Productions. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Yarn Dragon's Creations. Congratulations on 300 subscribers. Maybe you hit that today. So we're looking at crochet stuff. Or we should be looking at crochet stuff. But what I'm going to say here is looking at all of your thumbnails. You were in the thumbnails, which is fine, but I want to see threads, yarns, designs, that type of thing. For example, this type of thumbnail is the kind of thing that we're going to be wanting to see, because I can't. You're telling me that it's about crochet, but the thumbnails are telling me something a little bit different in terms of that. You're doing some Yarn Dragon Creations live streams. Edit your YouTube descriptions on your phone. There's a lot of people today who want to do these little YouTube advice videos, which is fine, but it's complete disconnect. I mean, that would be me like telling you how to cross stitch as the next video on vidIQ. It's like, it's such a departure from what I usually do. I'm not sure my audience is going to follow me there. Yeah, so podcasts.
I mean, case in point, like I'm on here on vidIQ giving kind of YouTube related advice, yet I never do that on my channel, and I will not do that on my channel because it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, you can do shout outs and stuff, that's fine, but I think giving kind of like advice on a channel when you have a completely different value proposition, I think it's just not smart. Drinking game, if every time I say value proposition, you probably have alcohol poisoning by now. But I like the idea of a yarn channel. Now I deal with a lot of craft channels as well, and they actually do very well, but your thumbnails have got to be about the actual craft itself. It's got to show the actual, whatever it is you're doing in the thumbnail, and it has to be very clear, like what they're going to get out of it. So if we look at some of the newer stuff, like
it looks like there's almost been a bit of a pivot here. I mean, you do have a podcast, but the only title or keyword that I'm seeing in any of the content about crochet is yarn, and like I'm not seeing any V or crochet, and I think people are going to need a lot more to understand how you can specifically help a crafting person. And there seems to be lots of YouTube advice sort of jumping in here as well, so I'm getting really confused by who your audience is supposed to be. And like at the very beginning, it did look as if you were doing cross stitch type stuff with
your audio went off again. But yes, yes, exactly. So Yarn Dragon Creation, we greatly appreciate you dropping by. Definitely try to figure out if you want to do more yarn stuff, you want to do more podcast stuff, YouTube stuff, whatever it is. Make sure that this channel is very clear in the banner, the name, and all that stuff. And then moving forward, make sure your value proposition is super clear. Okay, we're going to try to reboot one more time, guys. Everyone, Travis, I'm up. So we're going to try to reboot one more time to finish these out. Here we go. Everyone.
Cancel. Are we
Hello.
back? Are we back? Are we
You're
back? Are we back, folks? Can you hear me? Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Can you see
Hello.
me? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Put the one in the chat if you can hear me, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Children of all ages. Yes, we're all back. All right.
All right. Okay. Really gonna love to see the watch time on this live stream as people just
Everything's gonna be all over the place. Up and down.
up and down. Right. Okay. Another gaming channel. This gaming channel is TV Excite. The Gaming Excite here. 1,000 subscribers for your channel. I'm intrigued by these images of crowns on fish. I have no idea what game that's from. VR Chat. So it looks as if it's a game called VR Chat. I have no idea what this game is about. But it looks as if you're trying to create your niche on there, which is fantastic. I don't necessarily have a too big an issue with the thumbnails in that you got a lot of consistency there. And we got some simple images, which I think is fine. But yeah, what is VR Chat? I have no clue what this game is.
Hold on. Let's see.
It's about Discord.
I think the audio actually. It says audio is out, but I hear it.
Audio is gone. Is the audio gone, folks? Some people are saying that it's
Yeah,
working.
no. They just need to
Yeah,
refresh.
Yeah, just refresh the stream, folks. Can you work out what this is about then, Travis? Other than like a game, maybe VR Chat.
So,
Discord.
I maybe have seen VR Chat in a PewDiePie video.
Right.
Maybe.
Okay.
And, in which case, you're just in VR and you're just chatting with random people. I believe. I could be wrong. And if that's the case, yeah, that's kind of a cool one because I don't know of many channels that are just kind of concentrating just specifically on that. So yeah, interesting. The thumbnails are very samey. I think when we talk about branding and samey are kind of two different things. Leron does a really good. I hate giving Leron props on stream,
But you do it every week.
I have to. I literally use him when I'm doing audits for people. Leron does a really great job of branding his thumbnails where they're similar but not samey. And the difference there is you can tell by looking at them that they're from the same channel. And this one you can as well. The red background is kind of that thing, but it would be interesting if you do something a little bit more subtle than just kind of the red background. Having said that, the Beat Saber one is very striking, so very cool on that one. And then some of the other ones are not as striking, but look at kind of the color offset you have there on the Beat and Saber and the red. Looks great. But then some of the ones at the bottom, I don't know, just they don't hit me in my feels. They don't hit me where I want to necessarily click. However, really concentrating on one game is really smart strategy, and it's definitely a great way to get views.
And the audience is gradually building here. Over 1,000 subscribers. That's always a challenge for a gaming channel, so well done. Yeah. And I hope everybody heard what I was just saying there. Let's choose another channel, which is 245. 245. And, this channel is a Halloween channel, apparently. So, big month for you. If you are into that sort of thing. It's the original Ascend the Clown Haunter. Okay, the original clown god. This is a strange channel. 1,500 subscribers, though. And you're cranking out the content considering it's Halloween, which is good to see. I need the about section here. Is this about a particular person? I make videos about Halloween stories near me. Spirit Halloween, Halloween Club, like clown props. Okay, Halloween displays, rare techie toys, lurching vampire. So, considering the time of year, this is brilliant that you're doing a Halloween channel. But on November the 1st, what do you do next? So, you may need to expand your channel a little bit in that it's not necessarily a Halloween channel, although that is the theme in this month. It's more like a scary channel or a horror channel, that type of thing. Just to give yourself a bit of relevance, 365 days a year. And yeah, I'm trying to work out, do you dress up in these costumes and like scare people, or you show people how to do that? That's what I'm a little unsure about in terms of the messaging of your content. Because this seems to tell me, the channel banner tells me that this is who you are, and that's what you're going to be doing on YouTube and through your content. But then I see like the meat shed forgotten, which completely lost to me. I don't get that at all, which is okay if I'm not really into the Halloween stuff. But a little bit of confusing messaging here. Other than it's about Halloween, I completely get that. But then I'm a little confused by some of the stuff here.
Yeah. So I think again, going back to the strategy we talked about earlier, where when you're looking for keyword phrases and you're doing searches, look at the thumbnails that are winning. Look at the style and format. Yeah. So if you do a search for like a Halloween clown, which I assume there are some, you're probably going to see.
Let's try that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, see, they're very striking. Like these are
that one right
that
there. That one right
terrifying. There. This tells you exactly the type of thumbnail strategy you need to be going for when you're looking at stuff. So make sure when you're doing searches for type of content you want to do, look at the thumbnails and make something of similar nature. Like this showing Uncle Charlie one, that's actually not a bad one. It's kind of looking right at you. But yeah, in general, you want to level up for sure.
And that is Ascend the Clown Haunter, I believe, is your channel name. And I think that's an appropriate time to call this live stream a day. Let's just apologize for all of the technical issues that we've had here. This has never happened before, where the microphone randomly stops working and then it works when I reboot it. So I don't know if that's a hardware or software issue or Streamlabs updating, or as Jeremy's been saying privately, Streamlabs being sold to Logitech means that it will never work again. And maybe he's right about that. But yeah, this is a live stream, and we hope we got through as many channels as we could here with a little bit of breakage that we had there. And we're going to say goodbye to the following people who have stayed the course here, and they are Scott Bernhard, Grim Adventures of Bushcraft and Hiking, Chloe M, My Ratio Channel 1, Orange Blaze Gaming, Wolfgang Crawford, Xander Zone, Cold Brew Gaming, Chloe M, I think I just already said that, Mystic Flare, Waylon TGG, and also saying goodbye to, let's see, who can I pick out before it goes too fast? Dance BG. Okay, it's going really fast now, Travis, so over to you. Have some fun.
Paul Peck Drywall's in there doing it big for us. Appreciate you. Vegan Pie, Jono Plays. Appreciate you in there helping to answer questions. Jeremy Vess is in there representing the Logitech Hate Squad. We got Being Brioni from a couple weeks ago. Good to see you in there. Xander Zone and Project Kukrazui.
And I will end the live stream, as I always do, with the following words. Time is the most important currency in the world, and we thank you very much for spending some of your time with us. Remember that when you are sharing your content with your viewers, you want to give them as much value as possible in the time that they spend with you. And I'm also going to add, audio is the second most important currency in the world, and I will endeavor to do my best to fix it when we come back. We might not be back next week because we are all in LA at the Vid Summit. Do check us out. We're doing live streams there. Sorry, not live streams. Live channel audits there. And we'll see if we can do a live stream as well. But I never guarantee these things because the Wi-Fi always ends up being terrible and we can't stream anything. But we will see. As always, folks, enjoy the rest of your video making day. And we'll wave awkwardly as we say goodbye for now. Oh, thank you for the sound effects, Travis. Appreciate it.